All right, this is going to horrify you. It is just 11 weeks until Christmas, and as the shops hang out their decorations, their tills begin ringing up millions of dollars in sales. So, how do you enjoy the festive season without suffering a New Year credit hangover? Today's consumer contributor Jodie White joins us now. Jodie, good morning.
Good morning, Tracy. Hi there, Ross.
Out there on the front line with your reindeer.
That's right, and I think that I've had a few very unusual looks this morning in Pitt Street with my sole reindeer, but I have to tell you that as the end of October comes around, that our retailers will be seriously gearing up for that Christmas trading period. So what that means for consumers, of course, is a bit of strategic advertising to increase our spending patterns. Now, that can bring around a couple of things, Tracy. Obviously, there's the overspending side of things and maxing out the card, which I think Ross could probably talk to us about that one. But I'd actually like to talk about the situation of where we can end up with far too much product pre-Christmas and really want to get a refund on that. Or perhaps it's that little frock that Auntie May's bought us that we're never going to wear that we'd like to return. So what are our rights even post-Christmas, Tracy?
Okay, well, let's talk about that. Let's say we go shopping now because we've decided we're not going to get stuck in the you know, Christmas jam, if you like, the traffic jams, and we're looking further ahead. But we've bought the perfect present, and then the recipient of that present buys the thing for themselves in November, and you have to go back and start from square one again. What do you do?
Right, well, that's right. And look, we've got to be a little bit responsible from a consumer position because retailers aren't obliged to refund just because the consumers change their mind. So unless there's something faulty or the product has failed to comply with the description or performance, they're not obliged to do that. So we've got to be really, really careful at time of purchase that we understand what those terms and conditions are, so that, especially if we're giving somebody a gift and we want to take it back, it's good to say to them, well, look, hey, you can exchange or refund this.
We're looking at your Christmas shopping tips here. You're talking about avoid impulse or emotive buying. What do you mean emotive buying exactly?
Well, Tracy, interestingly, 85% of every purchase we make at any time is based on emotion. But what happens, because Christmas is the most emotional time from a purchasing perspective, that we tend to make more impulse or emotive purchases, which means we can overconsume, which can lead us back to that, oh, you know, do I really need this in hindsight? Or has my sister bought this for my mother already? Back to the refund.
Or you're frustrated because you wanted to get all your shopping done on one day. You couldn't find something within the price range you'd set, so you buy something for twice the price.
Yeah, that's right. You shop like I do, Tracy.
I do that all the time, which is probably not so bad for the people I buy presents for. But if you buy, Jodie, if you buy something on sale, for example, in October, let's say you're being canny and you buy something that's on sale maybe in October or maybe in the June sales.
Sure.
And then you give it at Christmas time, it has to go back because it doesn't fit. How obliged is the retailer to take something back that was purchased months ago?
Well, Tracy, in reference to that, if the product, as I said before, if consumers just change their mind and think, I'm sorry, I'm over this and I don't want it, you may have a little difficulty there, and you certainly need to point that out at time of purchase, really understand those terms and conditions. But let's say you do buy a pair of shoes, well, that's certainly what I buy all the time, and it does have an expectation, a life expectancy on that shoe. So if you wear it once and the strap breaks, and let's say you bought that in June and the strap breaks, you still are entitled to take it back because it's failed to comply with the specification of life, of what that shoe should do. So you should be able to wear a pair of shoes more than once without breaking them. So yeah, you are entitled to a full refund if that product is faulty in any way. But as I said, be very careful if you just have changed your mind because they're not obliged to. All retailers are different, and that's why we need to sort of work that out at the time of purchase there. But interestingly too, over the internet, Trace, I just wanted to touch on that. Refunds will differ depending on who you're shopping with. Now, 75% of Americans shop online now, and that's a trend that's filtering straight through to Australia. eBay's definitely a place where people are starting to shop more and more these days, and they have quite a secure site called PayPal, so you should feel confident about shopping on there. But if you do get a product, that you order a product and perhaps it hasn't even turned up in the post or there's something faulty with it, you can get a refund through eBay to the point of about $500, but okay, that's for a tangible product, not for a service, so we still have to be careful there too.
Okay, thanks Jodie very much.
Thanks Tracy, we'll be on our way.
All right, so off you go with Rudolph there.
Thanks guys.
Jodie White braving the pre-Christmas.
She was hanging on to that reindeer pretty tightly, wasn't she?
Well, but because someone else might have been about to snatch it out of her hands. Certainly if it was December, somebody would have.
Precisely.
All right, we'll return with more of Today in just a moment. Stay with us, won't you?